A woman slowly walked downstairs holding the hand of a little girl. Seconds later, two more women appeared with several children standing quietly behind them. They did not look dangerous. They looked frightened. I demanded to know who they were and why they were inside my house. No one answered. Their silence made me even angrier. I pulled out my phone and announced I was calling the police. Before I could make the call, an elderly man hurried through the front door. His name was Harold Bennett. I immediately recognized him as the caretaker Emma had hired years earlier. "Please wait," he said. "Let me explain before you make a mistake." Reluctantly, I lowered my phone. Harold quietly explained that the women living inside the farmhouse were not trespassers. They were survivors who had escaped abusive relationships. The farmhouse had never been a vacation home. It had always been a secret shelter where women and children could hide until they were safe. I stared at him in disbelief. Nothing about his explanation made sense. Why had my wife never told me? Harold led me into Emma's private office. On the desk sat a wooden box with my name carefully written across the top. Inside were letters, photographs, financial records, receipts, and legal documents going back nearly 15 years. My hands trembled as I opened the first letter. "My dearest Daniel, if you are reading this, I am no longer here to explain everything. I know discovering this place may hurt you. I know you may believe I betrayed your trust. Please keep reading before you judge me." The next pages revealed a part of Emma's life she had never shared with anyone. Long before we met, her younger sister suffered years of domestic abuse. She tried to escape many times but never found a safe place to begin again. Eventually, she lost her life. Emma carried that guilt forever. She promised herself that no other woman or child would suffer simply because they had nowhere safe to run. She secretly bought the farmhouse. She worked with lawyers, counselors, charities, doctors, and local authorities to create a confidential shelter for families escaping violence. The location had to remain secret. The fewer people who knew, the safer every family would be. Even keeping the truth from me became part of protecting innocent lives. As I continued reading, tears filled my eyes. Emma quietly paid for groceries. She covered school supplies. She arranged medical treatment. She paid legal fees. She personally repaired broken furniture. She celebrated birthdays for children who had lost everything. Every receipt inside the box represented another family given a second chance. Harold then introduced me to every woman staying at the farmhouse. Each story broke my heart. One mother escaped with only the clothes her children were wearing. Another arrived late at night after years of abuse. One little boy quietly admitted he had never slept peacefully until he came to the farmhouse. Suddenly, the toys scattered across the living room no longer looked out of place. They represented children who finally felt safe enough to laugh again. I finally understood why Emma always came home exhausted. She had not been hiding another family. She had been saving countless families. The final letter contained one simple request. "If you ever discover the truth, please continue protecting the people who still need this home." I folded the letter and cried harder than I had cried even at her funeral. For the first time since losing Emma, my grief became purpose. I never sold the farmhouse. Instead, I expanded it. More bedrooms were added. More counselors joined the mission. More organizations offered support. More families found hope. Today, the farmhouse has helped hundreds of women and children begin new lives. Whenever I hear children laughing through those hallways, I remember Emma Brooks. People often ask what my wife left behind. They expect me to mention money or property. Instead, I tell them she left something far greater: hope. Because the greatest legacy anyone can leave behind is not measured by wealth. It is measured by the lives they quietly save. When I first unlocked that farmhouse door, I believed I had uncovered the greatest betrayal of my life. Instead, I discovered the greatest act of compassion I had ever witnessed. Emma Brooks proved that true heroes rarely seek recognition. They quietly change lives while expecting nothing in return. If this story touched your heart, remember that one act of kindness can give someone a second chance at life. The greatest heroes are often the ones the world never knows.